Now, I know what you're thinking. You probably clicked on this video because the title was something like Avengers is a landmark in movie history, Avengers is a cinematic masterpiece. I don't know. Okay, I'll come up with a good title later. Point is, you're probably curious as to why I think the first Avengers movie is an important achievement for film. But first, an introduction. Hi, I'm Robert, and I just graduated college. Seeing as how I need to do something with this communications degree, I thought I'd focus my lingering post-graduation high into making a YouTube channel, as opposed to doing other things like looking for a job, or moving out of my parents' house, or being productive. Seeing as Avengers Infinity War has come out and sufficiently scarred an entire generation of children, what better way to start off this channel than by going back to where the Marvel Cinematic Universe first began? There probably is a better way, but whatever. So I know this is a little weird of me saying that the Avengers was kind of a game changer. I mean, we all know that it ushered in a new age of summer blockbusters where it seemed like box office records are being broken every week, but I'm talking about how it was a game changer for movies in general. See, I feel like Avengers isn't appreciated for its accomplishments as much as it should. That's probably because of the fact that it's a pretty bare bones movie. Right? I mean, yeah, it's enjoyable, but there's not really much to it, you know? It's not Citizen Kane, it's not 2001, you know, movies that were very explicit game changers. You know, it's just a standard action flick designed to appeal to people who like loud noises and bright lights. It's because of that I think people forget just how ambitious it actually was. Essentially, this movie attempted to do something that hasn't been seen in movies before, making a comic book style shared universe. You know how you don't get into comics because they're super convoluted and interconnected, and there's all these crossovers that make things even more convoluted? Oh, man. Yeah, it's like that, but with movies. Sure, there have been plenty of films with little Easter eggs and references to each other like Kevin Smith's movies, but the MCU is just way more involved than that. There's a real explicit continuity between all the franchises that comprise it. Well, the first few movies floated the concept around through recurring elements and cameos and post-credit scenes and whatnot.
I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger initiative.
The Avengers was Marvel's way of fully committing to this idea by tying everything together definitively. It wasn't an easy task. I mean, look, seriously, it's fucking insane how the Avengers managed not to collapse under its own weight. I mean, think about it. This movie needed to wrap up the stories of 5 separate movies, while also setting up the sequels to those movies and also its own sequel, while also creating a jumping off point for other possible additions to the franchise, while also being able to tell a story that made sense and turn a big enough profit to justify the massive budget the studio was sinking into the project. It's also worth noting that Joss Whedon and writer Zach Penn had to create a successful movie using none of Marvel's popular lineup. The only remotely recognizable character to general audiences was the Hulk. There was no Spider-Man, there's no Wolverine, and there's no Fantastic Four to carry this movie. Sure, we'd already known Iron Man and Captain America for a couple years thanks to their movies, but do you think they meant anything to a non-comic book reader even at that point? I mean, who the fuck is Hawkeye? How do they even pitch him to the studio? Okay, we have this hero. He's got no powers. Nobody knows him outside a small subsection of the population. He's gonna make us million. There were so many points where it could have gone wrong, but it all miraculously came together and became a bigger hit than anyone could have imagined. Like, if you wanted to see an alternate universe where the Avengers drop the ball, you can just watch Batman v Superman, or Justice League, or Suicide Squad. Actually, no, you don't have to watch those, just you can take my word for it. Luckily, though, the movie was a rousing success. The biggest success in movie history at the time, actually, and the MCU is still going strong after 19 movies, 12 TV spin-offs, and an estimated $18 billion total in profits, making it the most successful film franchise of all time. Not to mention redefining the cultural landscape for the foreseeable future. So, I'd say the gamble paid off pretty well for them, you know, not bad. And I guess studios finally learned their lesson, to take more chances on risky projects instead of sticking to the same tired formulas and cliches and running every remotely successful franchise into the ground. Maybe now we'll see some real originality. That's a good joke. I really outdid myself on that one.